Alrighty, guys and girls, we are back. UFC Fight Night, Apex, Las Vegas. Very good card ahead of us. And I am doing a full breakdown of every fight. We got 13 fights on this card. Almost had 12. Almost had one cancel until the man Brendan Allen stepped in. So that's awesome. We got 13 fights. And I'm so excited to just get it set off right away. We're going to break down every fight. You know, not spend a ton of time on it. Break it down. Spend a little more time as we get into the main card and so on. So, first, you may see up at the top. So, it'd be what? To my left, up top, we got Carlson Harris and Rakhmat Shamayov. Not Shamayov, but he's got a tough last name. It's Shavkat Rakhmanov. That's why. Okay, his first name Shavkat, but we'll get to that later, my friends. And shout out to Tapology. This is the best website to break down and look at everybody's stats. So to start off the very first fight, 3 o'clock Central Time, we got Malcolm X Gordon facing off, finally, long overdue Dennis Psycho Bondar prospect. He has needed to fight in the UFC for a long time now. Okay, this had to have happened a while ago. I think he had 3 fights he had to cancel. Anyway, long time coming, and I'm just going to say it right off the start. Malcolm Gordon is extremely chinny. His chin has diminished, I think, ever since he thought about fighting. His chin has never been there. You know, he's a tough dude, but I think Dennis Psycho Bondar gets it done in the first, at least I'm going to say the first 2 rounds. He gets it done within the first or second round. Malcolm Gordon, I think, is going to lose this fight. You can see here we got Bondar's on a 5-fight win streak. Malcolm Gordon's chin is just not good. Okay, I got Dennis Bondar, and I'm actually going to say at the end I got a parlay, and Dennis Bondar is in it. So wait till the end. So we got Dennis Bondar in this fight. His wrestling, he's going to use his wrestling. His wrestling is very well. I think Malcolm Gordon might stuff a couple, but Bondar would take him down. He might get a huge slam. I think Bondar gets a big slam, keeps him there, finishes the fight. So next fight, the 13 we got Jason the Vanilla Gorilla Witt, one of the best nicknames in the UFC. That's very clever. Philip the Fresh Prince Rowe. Okay, so a lot of people are just, I'm going with Philip Rowe on this fight. Easy, totally done. Not so fast. Not that Jason Witt is the Vanilla Gorilla, is some crazy good fighter. He's not some crazy flashy guy, but he is a pressure fighter. He's that wrestling, gritty, hard in the gym. He's not going away. He's gonna stand. He's gonna keep trying to take you down until he gets you down. You know, Philip Rowe's nasty reach. He's got an 80.5-inch reach. 80.5 at welterweight. So that's something to definitely be aware of. And 80.5-inch reach, and I just think Philip Rowe wins this fight, but it's not, he might knock him out, easy task, but I think Jason Witt is tougher than people think. Okay, I got Phil Rowe, but I think Jason Witt's going to do better than people think. Moving on to this fight, Jailton Almeida versus Danilo Marquez. Hey, he's a heavy favorite for a reason, guys. He's a minus 400, okay? A minus 400. I think Almeida is a freak athlete. A freak athlete, guys. You look at him on The Ultimate Fighter, this guy's got everything. I think he gets it done for sure. And I just think Marquez, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I just don't think he's 36 years old fighting, this Almeida guy. Jailton Almeida is an athlete, guys. He's tough. He's strong, good wrestling, defense, primarily stand up and just knock you out. But a lot of people don't know. Did Marquez? He's 6'6". To Jailton 6'3". Yeah, Jailton Almeida's got a longer reach as well, but I do think Almeida gets this done. He's a freak of an athlete. He's got good cardio. Heavy favorite, minus 400. Definitely. I mean, it makes sense why. But I got Jailton Almeida. And then we go on to the next one. Those fight, we can get deeper into it, but we're going to get deeper when we get into this fight card. I just think Jailton Almeida is just the better fighter for sure, and they're trying to. He can make a big name for himself in the UFC. They're doing it smart and giving him good fights. Jailton gets that done. I also think going on to the next one, Alexis Davis versus Julius Dolorenko, I think is how you say her name. She's a moderate favorite, and she is 1-4 in her last fights. She's a favorite in 1-4, and it's not because she's a great fighter. It's because of the experience, guys. She's got 20-11, 20. She's got 31 professional fights versus this girl's 15. So I think that's where the big liar is, the big favorite. It just favors people. It favors people a lot. It favors experience over anything. And I think Alexis Davis is tough. I think she's going to get that fight done. And we go on to the next one. Starting, I believe, not quite the main card. It might be the main card. I think it is the main card. Starting it off, we got Marc-Andre Barrier versus Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani. And this fight, guys, this is a big fight. It's a big fight because it's Chidi Bang Bang's first test in the UFC. It's his first guy that won't stop against him. It's just all up in his face constantly. This one I was going Chidi Bang Bang for a while. I think he gets it done. But I also think Marc-Andre, people are totally downplaying his skills. I shouldn't say skills. It's not like he's a flashy knockout artist. But he just puts the pace on you. He gets you tired. He puts you on your back, and you get exhausted, and he beats you down, and he wins. And he wins by decision, typically. And I think that might be an old-fashioned beatdown. But to be completely honest, I'm gonna go with. This one's tough, guys. It's wrestler versus striker, and I'm gonna go with Chidi. I'm gonna go with Chidi Bang Bang because I love his nickname. It's a nickname, by the way. I just think he's fought tougher guys. He's coming into the UFC with a little chip on his shoulder. He's also got a 7-inch reach advantage, and he's a great Muay Thai fighter. I think he gets it done. I think Marc-Andre goes for too many takedowns and he gets clipped, knocked out. Okay, that's my prediction there. And this one, guys, was going to be my second fight of the night. And I'm going with Shavkat and Carlson Harris, but I really was going to pick this one to be my favorite fight because everybody and their mom and their cousin are counting out Mike Trizano, which is insane to me. Mike Trizano is the guy, in my opinion, that gets this fight done. Hakeem Dawodu, his last 3 fights, he's been split decisions. His last 3 fights, Mike Trizano is the type of guy to go all 3 rounds and win by decision. He's been winning fights by decision. So, Hakeem Dawodu, your time's up losing these split decisions unless he does a spinning wheel kick and knocks him out or something. Mike Trizano, super counted out. This guy's a stud. He's strong. He keeps walking you down. You can hit him as much as you want. He ain't going nowhere. Dude. Mike Trizano trains with Shane Burgos. Tough guys. Not to say Hakeem doesn't. He trains at Champions Creed. But, man, I think Mike Trizano gets it done with his walk-down mentality, up in your face, and he's got a nasty straight right. Hakeem, when he throws, he throws switch kicks to the body, and he drops his arms. He drops his defense, and I think Mike Trizano was just, okay, I'll take that switch kick to the body, and he rights him. Just a straight, right to the chin, drops him, maybe TKOs him or hurts him a couple times. Hakeem's been wobbled. People forget that. Hakeem's been wobbled. And I'm taking Mike Trizano. I think Mike Trizano wins that fight. And our boy, John Castaneda, Minnesota, fighting Miles Johns. Crazy tough opponent that Castaneda has against him. Miles Johns. The dude looks scary. You know, he's ripped. He looks like the type of guy, the fighter. You know, when you look at a fighter, you think of Miles Johns and John Sexy Mexi Castaneda. He doesn't look like a fighter, but man, this guy is tough as shit. He's tough as hell. Fighting out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Stand up. Stand up. And I'm going with my boy, John Castaneda, on another fight. A lot of people think Miles John's going to walk through him. And man, I don't think so. I think John Castaneda is going to stick on the outside. He loves to throw that kick. He's going to stick on the outside. Miles John's going to be whiffing those huge punches. Probably hit him with a couple, but John's no slouch. He's going to take those, I think. And I think he's going to go for a takedown. And he's going to just take all that power out of Miles Johns. He's just going to take it all that power out of his muscles. He's going to wear him out. And I think Castaneda maybe submits him. Moving on to the next one, the 8th fight of the night. Julian Erosa versus Steven Peterson. What? Why did they make this fight for Julian Erosa? Why did Julian Erosa accept this? I saw why Peterson wants to try to make it. I get that, but Julian Erosa, you can fight better dudes, in my opinion. I don't know. But I think Julian Erosa ain't much with this one. I think Julian Erosa is way slicker of a fighter, although he is very chinny. And that's why I'm not betting him at all. He's a huge minus 300 favorite. Not betting for him. I think Erosa gets it done. Ultimate Fighter Series. Next fight. Brian Pooh battle versus Trayshawn Mr. Vicious Gore. Now, it ain't even a question who has a better nickname in that fight. Mr. Vicious by a long shot. Anyone calling yourself Pooh Bear in the UFC, everyone wants you to lose. I mean, come on, Pooh Bear. But it's gonna be a good fight. I had Brian battle for a while. I just think he's the more durable fighter. And he'll go the distance and he'll take shots. And Trayshawn Gore is the guy that needs to go in there and knock you out or he's going to get gassed out. But just the lead up to this and everything, I think Trayshawn Gore gets it done. So I'm going with Trayshawn in that fight because his power and all that. You know, power versus cardio in this fight. Perfect, you know. It's a perfect historical cardio guy versus power guy. And we will see who wins. The man that saved this fight, Brendan Allen. He goes, oh, yeah, I just fought on, what was it, December 4th? Almost 2 months ago. 2 days shy of 2 months. Or no, it'll actually be literally 2 months because he's fighting in 2 more days. Yeah, I'll fight him. Yeah. Oh, Sam Mulvey, like 5-fight loss streak. Yeah, I'll fight him. Even though I just got knocked out, I'll fight him. Yeah, I think I love Brandon Allen. I just like how he fights. I think Brandon Allen gets it done. And also, both these guys' chins are... Sam Mulvey has a worse chin than Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen's a little better. But Sam Mulvey also has the power to knock you out. And so does Brandon Allen. I think this fight ends pretty quick. Or it's going to be a ride-em-out decision for Brandon Allen, but I don't see Sam Mulvey winning that fight. He's just not there. And finally, guys, which They should have made this the co-main event. The co-main event. Oh, no, scratch. It's not the co-main event, but they should have. This fight is going to be nuts. And I'm saying that, and I mean it, because, I mean, look at this guy, the guy's wins, the records, all that stuff. Both these guys, 14K, Shavkat, first of all, 14-0, huge prospect, can make a huge name for himself when he beats if he beats Carlson Harris. But the guy's fighting out of Kazakhstan. He's 6'1", okay, in the welterweight division. So he's Kamaru Usman's division, a little taller, and he's got, let's say, a 4-inch reach advantage on Kamaru. This guy is a problem. He's 14-0 for a reason. No one has been able to stop him from doing what he does. And, man, we'll talk about it. You know, like, if he could speak like Khamzat Chimaev, if he could talk like American, and he's got everyone's attention. But, guys, he's fighting Carlson Harris. This guy's on a 5-fight win streak. He's got 21 professional fights. And I am going with him the whole way for this fight. I think Carlson Harris stops the hype of Shavkat. I think he stops the hype because his power is all there. The ground game is all there. The Muay Thai is all there. And Shavkat, he's a beast, dude. He fought Alex Pereira and tapped him out, and then he just tapped out Prazeres. Yes, Michel Prazeres. He's a beast, no doubt. But when you go and look at Harris's stuff, Anaconda, nasty. He choked him unconscious. His body was twitching. It was nasty. Next one, Darce choke. Next one, KO, TKO punches. KO, TKO punches. I mean, these guys, in my opinion, Shavkat's fought better people. A little bit better people, but Harris has 21 professional fights. It's a great freaking matchup. It's a great matchup. I just think people are way too low on Carlson Harris. Like, look at this. We got 87% of the people are picking Rakhmonov over Harris. That's a huge thing, guys. And they're picking him to knock him out. If you're making a parlay on this, Carlson Harris all the way, in my opinion. So this fight, I think, is gonna be fight of the night, performance of the night, or knockout of the night. I mean, either of these guys have the power. Both of them have the power to knock each other out. So tune into this one to get you ready for Punahele, Soriano, and Nick Maximov next. But this fight's going to be fight of the night. I'm going with the underdog. And I think this is a huge favorite underdog mistake. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I think they're both even fighters. But I think Carlson will, edge it out. Maybe take that hype away from Shavkat with a decision or a knockout or TKO. He has the possibility. Co-main event, Punahele Soriano versus Nick Maximov. Not sure why this is the co-main event. After I just read off to you what I just read off, 14-0, 17-4, and they're both on a nasty tear of wins. Yeah, Nick Maximov is 7-0, but the only reason why he's a co-main is because he's with Nick and Nate Diaz training out of their gym. Yeah, it's UFC trying to push stars. It's Dana White. He's smart promoter. It's all that. I get it. Punahele, Soriano. These guys aren't slouches. I'm just saying I would have made the co-main event what I was just talking about for this fight, for this co-main event. But whatever. I'm not Sean Shelby or any of those people. But it's a good fight. I think Nick Maximov loses a little, just barely. I shouldn't say barely. He's either going to get knocked out or TKO, or it's going to be a decision ride out, kind of a boring fight. I just think Nick's striking is not really there, but his wrestling is for sure. But I think Nick loses that fight, and I am not parlaying that because I'm just not so huge on the fight. And last but not least, you guys, the main event. The main event is here. Jack Hermansson for Sean Strickland. Who do you think I'm going with? Underdog. That's right. If you picked underdog. Another fight, guys. I think Sean Strickland's so good, but a lot of people are also sleeping on Jack Hermansson. The guy's submission game is nasty. It's nasty. Remember Kelvin Gastelum? I think Kelvin Gastelum would beat Sean Strickland. In my opinion, yes, he would. But he's not going to go down to welterweight. Or no, they are middleweights. I think Kelvin Gastelum beats Sean Strickland. Jack Hermansson literally in I think it was 30 seconds grabs Kelvin Gastelum's leg and cranks on that fucking thing until he taps, tap. Done. Right away. Kelvin Gastelum. Great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist, too. That guy's got submissions. Sean Strickland never really goes to the ground. He's good takedown defense. I understand that. But Jack Hermansson's a big underdog, guys. A plus 175. It says slight underdog. Must have starting to go up. It's starting to even out. I thought he was a huge underdog. But Sean Strickland also is a badass. That guy's a psycho, freak of nature, does weird shit. I'm not a huge fan of his antics. Just not a huge fan of the guy. I'm a huge fan of what he does in the octagon fighting-wise. But all the trash talking while he's fighting, it's just just fight him, dude. Just fight him. Just fight the guy. You're there to get paid to fight, not to sit there and talk. Just fight him. So if he knocks Jack out, yay, that's awesome. But unfortunately, we got to listen to him talk. So I think Jack the Joker Hermansson beats up Tarzan. What a terrible nickname for Sean. I think Jack's jiu-jitsu and wrestling's nasty, but he could get knocked out from Sean because Sean just is a pressure fighter. He puts that pace on you forever. He won't stop. But I think Hermansson beats Strickland, you guys. And Strickland makes a good run because a lot of people forget. Edmund Shabazian. Yeah, your boy Jack Hermansson beat him. Which Edmund Shabazian I don't think is 11-1. I think he's 11-2 because Edmund lost to Brunson, then Hermansson. And Sean Strickland's on a tear with Uriah Hall and all that. Brendan Allen. Dude, he's a beast. I just think Hermansson's going to grapple him. He's bigger. He's broader. Strickland's like a weird straight board with no ass. And Jack Hermansson is just bulky, strong wrestling guy. He can knock people out. He's not a primarily stand-up guy. But the frame, I think he's going to get him in the Muay Thai clinch. And he's going to take him down. And he's either going to freaking rear naked choke him, heel hook him, armbar, triangle. I think he's going to submit him. You heard it here first. But don't go away yet. These are my parlay picks. This is the last thing we're going to say, and it's over. So I got a 4-fight parlay bet. Dennis Bondar, I think he's going to annihilate Malcolm Gordon. Mike Trizano, big one. Jailton Almeida, who's a huge favorite. I think he's winning. And John Castaneda. That's a big parlay, guys. Those are 2 underdogs and 2 favorites. And then I have a crazy 7-fight parlay with Carlson Harris winning. It's crazy. Punahele, not crazy. It's crazy. I'm looking at the underdog. And I got Punahele Soriano. And I got John Castaneda again, Jack Hermansson, Mike Trizano, Dennis Bondar, and Jailton Almeida for thousands of dollars. So, guys, you heard it. That's my picks. Kind of went quickly. I just wanted you guys to get the gist of it, but it's a full fight breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Appreciate you guys a lot. Have a good one.